Hello. Well, I've had this pack for a while, and like I told you in a previous video when I did the initial review on it, I would use it for a while and come back and give you an updated report. Well, I like the pack, and what I'm going to do is give you an updated report and go through all my gear, something I didn't do before in detail. There's one thing I have to tell you, this is not the original pack. The first one, the H2O Xpress pack, started coming loose at the straps. And I admit I had it packed out pretty heavy. I had a lot of weights, a lot of lead, a lot of plastics, which tend to be heavy. And I went to pick the pack up while I was fishing one day, and I noticed it started tearing here at the straps. So that's something you want to watch for if you get one of these. Well, Academy Sports took it back, no problem, and I got another one because I like the pack. I really do. There's so many others out there, and I've seen a lot of them on the internet, and what I did see there, Bass Pro, this seems to be a really nice pack for fishing. So anyway, just beware of the straps and try not to overload it. I took some of those weights out and kind of lightened the load a little bit. So whenever you do pick it up by this top strap. And the way I put mine on, I sling it over my shoulder like this, over my back, and then I put my arms through the straps and lower it down. And likewise, I pull it off, take my arms out, and rotate it off my back using this strap. Whenever I did that, whenever the thing tore on me, I lift it like this and put it on my shoulder. So the trick is, this makes it easier anyway, is to lift it by this handle, and you might prevent tearing the straps loose. But nonetheless, it's a good pack, and I don't regret getting it. Alright, so let's start with the gear that I have, that I use in my tackle bag. First of all, have this Mora knife. I like to take it with me in case I have to cut any sticks or tree limbs to get my lure out, or if I want to build a fire. And on it I have some inner tube I cut up, some bicycle inner tube I cut up to strips, and attached a small lighter. So, Mora knife, real good quality knife. It's about 15 bucks, not a bad deal. I have a small, I doubt you could see it from there, it's just a small box cutter knife. I use that for cutting whatever I need. I have a small clamp, and what I did, or where I got this, is, you know those little clothes racks or clothes hangers you get that your pants or maybe some kids' clothes are clamped to, and these are hangers you never do use. Take it to the bandsaw or a pair of cutters and cut off, you've got two, one on each side, and cut that piece that goes in between them, the actual hook. Cut them off, and you got the best clips in the world. You can use this on clipping your potato chip bags. Instead of going out and spending $3 or $4 for those large clips, you can make your own. Because I've thrown away dozens of these, literally. So every time I see those hangers, I don't leave them at the store. I bring them home and cut the clips off. I keep that around, for that might come in handy. I have on the handle, I have my Line Pliers. I just pop them into this little handy compartment and clip them here with the carabiner in case they fall out. I won't lose them. So I have a pair of Line Pliers, and on the back side I have a small pair of cutters, diagonal cutters. I just have them there because they fit perfect. Although the Line Pliers have a set of cutters on it, and it cuts the braided line very, very clean. And it has really nice replaceable tips, spring-loaded, and it comes with the lanyard. Nice set of pliers. I think they were about 35, 39 bucks, something like that. Got those at Sports Academy, I think it was. Or maybe it's Bass Pro. But anyway, you need a set of good pliers. I have these handy little LED flashlights that clip on your cap, or they clip on the side of this compartment, or you can stick them on the inside of your bag so that if it's dark you can find your way around your stuff inside, or if you need it walking to and from your car, if you happen to be on a little trail and it gets dark on you, at least you'll always have a flashlight. I always carry one on my side along with the Leatherman squirt. I always have that with me also, but these are very handy for clipping to your hat and walking around hands-free. Okay, I have some what they call lure wraps. These are handy. They're Velcro, so that whenever you've got your crankbaits or your lures that get hooks on them, you bring them, as you attach them back to your rod and reel, you've got all those exposed hooks where you take this, just wrap it around the lure, and it avoids the hooks from getting tangled. So you've got a couple of those. Of course, some rope. This 550 paracord. You can never get enough rope. I'll tell you that in every video. You can never get enough rope. Have this neat little, I think it's 2200 milliamp battery for charging my cell phone, or I used it to run my SJ cam when that thing worked. I'm going to have to get another SJ cam or a GoPro. I'm looking at a cheap GoPro. But anyway, it's great for charging your cell phone or small cameras. And last but not least, in the outside pocket, I have my scales. Okay, let's take a look. That's everything. Oh, and this is neat. You got your rod and reel holder here. You just put it here, and you got a small side pocket on for here, and you just put your rod in this the butt end of your handle in this pouch, and you got Velcros to hold it. Of course, it's going to carry it above your head. You have to watch when you're walking through the trees that you don't break your rod and reel. So just be careful. Okay, inside the first compartment, there's a clear section here that's zippered. You could put your wallet, fishing license, or anything like that in there. For right now, I just tossed a few jigs, some jig heads and some curly tail grubs and trailers, whatnot. In one of these waterproof bags, you can get these at Walmart. Three different sizes of these waterproof sacks for like 10 bucks. Inside this, I have some plastics. I have the plastic worms. I have the flukes, some more grubs, woolly hogs, or woolly bugs rather. And of course you got some more grubs. You got your bush hogs, brush hogs, baby brush hogs, and I even have some gulp. You know what? I've tried using this several times, the gulp. I don't know. One of these days it'll make me a believer. And I think I've got some more grubs. That's in that pouch. Anything else down in the bottom? Yes, I have some webbing with the quick locks, and a stringer, some more rope, and a bobber. Okay, in this little pouch, or in this section, I have my bug repellent, a knife. This is one of those Ozark Walmart special knives for a $3.87. You can't beat it. I've seen a lot of reviews on YouTube's the reason I bought one. Thought I'd try it out. You know, for $4 you can't beat a knife, and it's sharp. It really works great. So that's something just keep handy. You can, when you get there, if you don't want to carry this, if you don't want to carry a fixed blade knife, you've got a folding knife that you can throw in your pocket and walk around the lake or the pond, whatever, what have you. And it doesn't, it doesn't hurt to have a backup in case you lost that or broke it or whatever. I have some Advil. I've got a marker. Shoot. It's a Spike It garlic dip and glow marker. It's got red on one end and fluorescent on chartreuse on the other. A little de-hooking tool. And this this is the tool used to put the little grommets on like a Cinco or some sort of if you want a wacky rig, a plastic worm. You roll the grommet, you stick the worm inside the tube and you roll the grommet off onto it and you put your hook through the grommet. That way you save your plastics, especially the Cincos. They rip apart very easy. You're lucky if you get one fish to each lure, or even if they just hit it the wrong way and you don't catch him. You're lucky if you bring your lure back. So this is a good way to save your lures, save your plastics if you rig them wacky style. Okay, next, have some wet ones. I don't have to tell you what those are for. A spare Ziploc bag. Few odds and ends, like there's a couple of antihistamines, like allergy pills, some ointment, one for burns and one for itches and bug bites, and throat lozenges and stuff like that, and a couple of powder, like BC powder. And I've got the fish sticks. It's the crawdad version, the scent. Looks like chapstick. You just spread a little bit on your plastics or your spinner baits, hard baits. It works on everything. And boy, does that stuff stink. Whew. And I have a small file, real tiny Phillips head screw, and a tiny flathead screw for maybe tightening up a few little loose bolts, nuts and bolts on your fishing reels. I have another little flashlight, a cap light. I just clip it to the inside here to have as a backup. Here I have some more inner tube that I cut up in different sizes of strips for binding things when I'm out in the field. This is a Ronson cigarette lighter. It's the type that shoots, it's a gas version. It shoots a real good flame as opposed to one of those that you flick several times and sometimes they light, sometimes they don't. And then I have a knife sharpener in case you need to put an edge on your fillet knife or pocket knife. Okay, and that is it. One thing you got to watch for too is this front compartment. It actually wraps around, and you can't get to you. There's some tackle boxes here. You can't get to your tackle boxes, but if you've got something in here and you can't find it, odds are it slid up under your plain old tackle boxes. And there was something I was looking for, and sure enough, it can slide up under there. So you got to be aware of that. If you lose something, you may not have lost it. It may be up under your plastic, your 360 compartment. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, here you have a nice, neat little soft area with a lanyard with a clip where you can put your sunglasses or cell phone or anything that's delicate. And behind this compartment, I have thing that you soak in water. I forget what you call these, but anyway, you soak it in water and put it around your face in different configurations. Put it around your neck, keeps you cool. These are small bands that you put on, like skirts for spinner baits or skirts for jigs. I got a special little tool where you put your skirts in here and push this up over it, much like the way you do this worm rigging tool, wacky rig tool. This is for putting new skirts on if you have to, if you had some spare skirts to put on jigs or spinner baits. Thought I'd keep that with me. Spare line, have some fire line and Seaguar fluorocarbon. Great line. I like them both. Okay, that's all in there. Let's zip this back up for a moment and go to the very back compartment. Alright, here I keep a little bit of water, some crackers. You've got enough room to throw some other snacks or lunch or sandwiches. Here's a Plano 3540, I think it is, tackle box. I like this because it has such, it's waterproof for one thing, and it has these great locking mechanisms. Those other little tab type locks on some of the 360 boxes, they break off. So nothing's going to come loose here and spill out in your backpack. That would be terrible with all the hooks. I have hooks, sinkers, and swim jig hooks with a lead, built-on lead. I have just spare drop shots, shaky head hooks, and a bobber, and the little rubber stoppers for securing your sinker up to your plastics. Bobber stoppers, that's what you call them. And what I've done, I was at Academy one day, and they had these tackle bags. I think they were like $7 or $9. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags. So that's not bad. They're little zipper bags. They kind of remind you, they're just tackle bags, you know. And they're made for the soft packs. Got the little holes, look like for notebooks. I've had those in the past, but I just bought the bags. I didn't care about the envelope or the case that came in because it's too bulky. These I could just throw in there as I need them. And I've got my plastics. There's some plastic worms and plastic Cincos, stuff like that. Here I've got spinner baits and buzz baits. Here I've got things like frogs and some rage tail frogs and some ribbit frogs, different sizes and colors. Here are some more plastic worms and some flukes and more plastic worms. So I just keep a variety of different kinds of plastics. I don't put crankbaits in here because I'm afraid the hooks will come through, of course. Spinner baits are okay because they kind of lay flat, but I wouldn't put crankbaits, just plastics and spinner baits and stuff like that. Alright, let's go on to the bottom compartment. And this is the 360. These are your Plano 360 size type boxes. Here I have swim baits, some grubs, and maybe a fluke or two in there where I've taken off the hook and just threw it in here. And that's about it. Just basically my swim bait box. And now I like these boxes a little better. You pay a little bit more for them, but I like the latches. Much more durable than the other little thin things that end up breaking off, or they just don't clip anymore. Alright, in this one I have some jerk baits, some more topwater frogs, and I have a bobber and stuff like that. Just mostly frogs and jerk baits. And this one I have my lipless crankbaits, red-eye shads, and you know, your various colors and things like that. I really like fishing the red-eye shad. I really like how they cast. I like how they flutter when they fall. They just turn out to be a really awesome bait for me. Here are various crankbaits, you know, shallow runners. If you're fishing from the bank, you don't cast too many deep runners, okay? because you have to get them out so far. Now, not to say that you can't, because some of the lakes I fish around here, some of the banks, you don't have to throw very far. They're almost cliff type banks anyway, so you could fish a deep diving lure. But I usually cast top water or shallow runners, something like that. If I need to get out there really far and deep, I just use my lipless crankbaits, and they seem to work okay for me. Alright, and up front here I just have these small Carabiners. I have several with me in case I need to clip something. Maybe I need to tie something up to a tree with a rope, hook, throw my bag up in a tree, what have you, or some food if I'm camping overnight. And I have a little rag, some type of rag cloth that I can attach to my belt. I can wipe my hands on when I'm fishing. So this is it in a nutshell. But the bag, I really like it. I find it hard to go back to the over your shoulder type bags. I may do it once in a blue moon, but once you get used to a backpack and how well they're organized and how much tackle you can carry and the ease of carrying it on your back versus on your shoulder, you too will love a backpack. So go out and get you one. $50 at Academy Sports, and tell them I sent you. Maybe they'll give me a check in the mail. Who knows? Well, hope you enjoyed it. Check out some of my other videos and subscribe and like it if you like this video and others. So come by and see me anytime on the YouTube channel. I hope you have a good evening, and we'll see you on the water. Good day.